Hey YouTube, this is Mega Hero 5, and ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 voice actors. Because I stated I claimed in my Moments of Nostalgia episode 2 that I have a very fine sense of good voice acting, because in Denmark anime voice acting is nothing to write home about, whereas Disney is something we do very good. So needless to say, when I watch anime, I prefer to watch it in English on the internet. And I do think about making a top 5 anime list if you guys want to, but at the moment I don't really think you guys care much about my opinion apart from everyone else's. So I thought it would be more interesting for me to talk about my favorite voice actors instead, because that's something a little different, you know? So that said, let's get right to it. So first off, we have Naruto Uzumaki, who is voiced by Miley Flanagan. In English, of course. Yes, I forgot to mention that this list is concerning the English voice actors and not the Japanese ones, since I rarely watch anime in Japanese because I think they all sound alike. Yes, I know I'm going to piss a lot of fans off, but that's just me. I think to me it sounds like the American voice actors put much more effort into it. And Naruto is one of these male protagonists who has been voiced by a female, and I have nothing to complain about that, as long as they do it good, and they do. Naruto was shown in Danish television for the 2 first seasons. After that it got cancelled because none of the Danish fans liked the Danish voice, and I can see why. So another good reason why if I wanna watch anime, I watch it in English on the internet, because like I stated in my Moments of Nostalgia episode 2, we Danes rarely do anime good, in contrary to Disney movies. So yeah, I really think Miley Flanagan does it well, especially when Naruto gets upset or when he talks really emotional. I really think she does it. I think she does it really good, and I don't really know what else to say about that. She's splendid. Next up is Envy from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, voiced by Wendy Powell. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I really like when female voice actors can voice boys and give them this hoarse voice where you can hear it's a girl, but it still sounds like a guy. And I don't know. Envy's voice is one of these voices where it's just like music to my ears, and every time Envy gets on screen, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get to hear his voice again. I don't know, it's just the magic of voice acting. I really like Envy's voice. Yeah, now we are going for the big ones. On the 3rd place we have Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. voiced by Stephanie Nadolny, who also voiced Kid Goku from the original Dragon Ball show, but I kinda like Teen Gohan more than I like Kid Goku. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this top 5 is not only concerning my favorite voice actors, but also my favorite anime characters. But since those two lists run very close to each other, except for the final part, I chose to call it my favorite voice actor list. But it's also my favorite anime character list. So, and Stephanie Nadolny being absent in Dragon Ball Kai and the last two Dragon Ball games to be released on the Xbox 360, namely Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 and Ultimate Tenkaichi, is the direct reason why I don't buy any of those games, because I can't stand Dragon Ball without Stephanie Nadolny. She made Gohan who he was, and she made the series what it was. I mean, who do not love the scene where Gohan explodes after having seen Cell kill Android 16? And no, I'm not going to try to copy the voice, because I can't do that. But I really adore Gohan's voice. So yeah. Next up is Nier, aka Nate River from Death Note, voiced by none other than Katie Whistlelocke. Again, I hope it's pronounced like that. And even though only being on my second place of favorite voice actors, he's actually my all-time number one favorite anime character. I don't know, something like he's all white, which is a symbol of peace, and even though I don't really think anything of the live action movies, in the third one, yes, spoiler, L names him Nier, saying that you will always be near those in need of help. And I don't really like the movies, but I really like that. I really like that that sentence. So what else can I say? Well, he's cool. He solves the Death Note case completely emotionless, like in contrary to Mello. No, I'm not going to piss off any Mello fans. I'm just saying that in contrary to Mello, Nier is completely emotionless all the time and completely cool. And actually, the first time we see Mello and Nier, Mello states this himself. And besides that, he's cool and he's cute in the same package. And also, I love the white hair. Now, that was mostly a statement of why he's my favorite anime character, but the reason why he's my favorite voice actor, or Katie Whistlelocke is my favorite voice actor, is mostly the same as the previous ones. He's this host boy, and the funny thing is, I first, for some reason, watched Death Note in Japanese, and afterwards I was like, hey, why didn't I watch it in English? And when I read the manga, I pictured Nier's voice in my head, and when I then heard the English anime, I was like, oh my god, this is completely like I imagined. So his voice met all of my expectations, and I love him for that. And finally, on the first place, we have Edward Elric, voiced by Vic Mignogna.
So yeah, there you have it, guys. My
who
top
me and my friends like to call the god of dubbing.
And
yes, we think he is that
I
good.
that a little late.
Now, as I stated before,
yeah, That's my top
Edward is
5.
not my favorite anime character,
um,
but Vic Mignogna
Please,
is
by all
my
means, let me
favorite
hear
voice actor.
in the comments what you
Only
think of
topping
my top
Katie
5,
Whistlelog
and
is
if you
near
think I have a
because
terrible taste
well,
of voice acting, and
Edward,
let me hear your
whereas
top 5.
Nier is never upset,
So,
like I said
I'll
before.
see you guys later.
He's totally
Hope you
cool
enjoy
all
it.
the time.
Bye.
Whereas Edward, he has both scenes where he is upset, where he's crying. He has scenes where he's angry, and all of these common human expressions and emotions. And Vic Mignogna is just fabulous at expressing these things. One of my favorite episodes, just because Vic Mignogna is that good, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 2, where almost the entire episode is a flashback to when Edward and Alphonse were trying to revive their mother, and it goes wrong, and Edward loses his leg and is like, give me back my brother, he's all I have left. Yes, I know I said earlier that I wouldn't come with interpretations of the characters, but I couldn't help myself there. Vic Mignogna is God when it comes to dubbing. You can't go wrong with him. Watch the entire Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood series and you'll know exactly what I mean. It doesn't get any better. So that's pretty much the reason why he tops Katie Whistlelog. Because he has all these emotions. And emotion is good. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. He's a god at expressing human feelings, and I love him for that.